Don't look now, but Chicago baseball is fun again. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to the number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. That's right, Chicago Cubs Central. C3 fam. Thank you all. Guys, the YouTube channel has been blowing up. My heart is full. Thank you all so much. Those of you new subscribers, those that are watching, those that are tuning in, those that are showing your support. And thank you to those of you that rock with me since had to restart the whole channel over again. We're not even halfway through the season, and we've almost gained back half of our subscribers that we lost. And it is not lost on me that, you guys choose Chicago Cubs Central as one of your spots that you stop to hear Chicago Cubs news. Is not lost on me that you pick my voice as one of the voices that you choose to listen to. So thank you all so much, everybody that's tuning in daily to the episodes. Those of you that peek in from time to time, hey, y'all, we still family too. And yeah, I'm just grateful, man. Grateful tonight. Grateful for all of you. Grateful for all that I have, and then more importantly, grateful that we have a competitive Chicago Cubs team out there on the field night in and night out, because that's literally all you can ask for. The Chicago Cubs team just swept the Rockies. Tonight was the last game that they played them in this series. They will see them in Colorado in a month or so. But they did go in and they took care of business. They were at home. It was a series they absolutely should have won. The Rockies are floundering. And the Chicago Cubs did what they needed to do. They won these games. It was not overwhelmingly. They didn't just, stomp them out like I thought they would have. I thought, honestly, all three of these games would have been blowouts, but they actually were all very competitive games. The Chicago Cubs did not go crazy in the runs department like I thought they would, but they still did take care of business. They still did get the wins when needed. And listen, that's all you can ask for. That's all you can ask for from your club, is to go out and get the wins when they are there. And the Chicago Cubs did what they were supposed to do. They won the games they're supposed to win. They played who was in front of them, and they beat them. And again, you only need one run to win a game. Like I said, if you got good defense like the Chicago Cubs do, you only need one run to win a game. Would I like to see a blowout? Absolutely, especially of a team that is 9-47 on the season. I would love to see a blowout. However, sometimes that's just not feasible. That's just not possible. But the Chicago Cubs did do what they needed to do. They won all three games. Now they will finish up the homestand going up against the Cincinnati Reds before they head off on Monday to go up against, Tuesday to go up against the Washington Nationals. And they'll do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that real quick for you. Obviously, on tomorrow's episode, we'll go into detail about the Chicago Cubs versus the Washington Nationals and what needs to be done to win. The Cincinnati Reds, and what needs to be done to win that series. But yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs did take care of business, did what they needed to do. And like I said, the month of May has been good to the Chicago Cubs, much better than last May. You're right. I was right. The Chicago Cubs do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the Washington Nationals, and then they will fly to Detroit and play Detroit for 3 games, who have actually a better record than the Chicago Cubs. They're 37-20. And then we go to Philadelphia, where we will see the Phillies for 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All of those games will be up against Philadelphia, who has a similar record to us. They are 35-19 as of right now. The Chicago Cubs 35-21. And then obviously we do 4 against the Pirates after that. So, and then you do Pirates, Brewers, Mariners, and then Cardinals. And then the Astros to wind down the month of June. So the Chicago Cubs, not the hardest schedule, but not the easiest schedule either. They have some very, very key series in there that you would like to see the Chicago Cubs take advantage of, especially going up against, you get to play the Brewers and the Pirates for 4 each, if I'm not mistaken. You do 4 against, no, you only do 3 against the Brewers, but you do 4 against the Pirates before that, then 3 against the Brewers. And then after that, like I said, you go up against the Mariners, and then you do 4 in St. Louis against the Cardinals, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series. those 4-game series, man, are always tough. They always get chippy because you're seeing the same guys every single day. But yeah, the Chicago Cubs took care of business, did what they needed to do. PCA added on another home run to total 15 home runs on the season. Like I said, it's what you expect now from PCA, and we'll kind of dive more into him tomorrow on that episode. But for tonight, just enjoy the win. The Chicago Cubs took care of business, did what they needed to do. Chicago Cubs baseball, like I said in the opener, is fun again. Chicago Cubs are 9-0 in series winning games at Wrigley. They are 9-2 in their last 11 games. They have the top 2 RBI leaders in Seiya Suzuki and Pete Crow Armstrong. So yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs are just rolling, man. They are figuring out different ways to win. A lot of times a team's identity is the only way they can win. I think what's so impressive about the Chicago Cubs is their identity is that they can find multiple ways to win. If they're going up against an ace pitcher, if they're going up against good stout defense, and the ball just isn't going out the park for them, or the wind's knocking it down, then the Chicago Cubs are able to pivot and do other things to win baseball games. However, when the wind's blowing out, Chicago Cubs also do have the home run power to be able to win games too. And then, of course, obviously, a lot of times you want to give the player of the game to the guy that hit the home run. However, today's player of the game has to be Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd threw 6 innings with at least 7 Ks in 4 of the 5 starts he had in the month of May. He is one of the reasons why the Chicago Cubs have not necessarily missed Justin Steele as much as a lot of people have thought they would. Between him and Colin Ray and then Jameson Taillon being able to figure things out, the Chicago Cubs have been able to keep the ball rolling and to keep winning baseball games. So again, it's that and figuring out this bullpen situation where they continuously keep adding more bullpen pieces. So again, the Chicago Cubs are just figuring it out as they go. They have some sense of identity. They also feel confidence. And like I said, one of the best things you can do is win the games you're supposed to win, because it helps you build confidence, and you take that confidence into the series is that you look at where you're not necessarily the favorite to win. And then you go into those series and you look at, the Chicago Cubs potentially being able to win out those series too. So just like they did against the Dodgers, just like they did against the Phillies, like I said, just different series is that, might be tougher for teams, but the Chicago Cubs are able to go in there and they're able to win games. And again, that's something for us to be proud of. That's something for us to be excited about, because again, Chicago baseball is fun again, guys. The Chicago Cubs are having fun. The fellas look like they're having fun on the field, off the field. Kyle Tucker is posting Instagrams every day about how they got a bunch of dogs on their team, about how good the Chicago Cubs team is. I think he might actually really want to stay here, man. And yeah, man, the Chicago Cubs are just figuring it out as they go. And again, it's a great thing that they are doing, and we all should be excited about it. So without further ado, listen, I appreciate each and every last one of you that are tuned into this episode. If this is your first time watching the Chicago Cubs Central episode, my name is Mike Jones. I am a part of the C3 family, and I invite you to join the Chicago Cubs Central family as well. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, hit that heart button. If you're on Apple, hit that like button. Wherever you are, make sure that you hit that button. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're enjoying the product that's being put out there right now by the Chicago Cubs and by Chicago Cubs Central. Also, you can write me at Chicago Cubs Baseball, Cubs Baseball 1992 at gmail.com, or leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. We love doing mailbag episodes, so I appreciate each and every last one of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, oh yeah, I didn't forget, series win, baby. Fly that W. That's right. Go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.